Okay, in this version of How Did They Fuck Everything Up in just a few steps. Okay, so I am the color and I am the lacrimal eye of the girl, the real one, that has a friend. Well, has a girl that purposely her government threw her in my pathway, who has legs that need to be shaved once, twice a day, big, thick, like coarse hair, but makes big, whatever. Great. That, whatever they are, in a darker shade, are not allowed certain things. Especially with me out in the field, and their people literally have taken my airplane, cut it in half, saw me screaming, dumped me out, and then walked away with my airplane and just left me there. So that girl who represents that problem for diagnostics on a larger scale world operation, in our lifetime, she had a graduation ceremony of my color, or actually in between color, Danielle Cassiopo. She was attendant at the exact same. I had a baby carrier at the time with Benjamin in it, but we went from Maria Murza, graduated. Now, Maria in high school, her grandmother bought her a TEAL, TEAL, Saturn, SATURN. It had pop-up lights like a Corvette. Same one that I had. I don't know what year it was. I wasn't keeping track, honestly. I liked it. It was nice. When the Saab was broken and could no longer go, I had a used one. They recommended, my mom wanted me to call and find out about if Maria liked it, so on and so forth. So I did, and then we went to the dealership. I had never driven a stick before, or maybe I did. Maybe Michael taught me, like, real briefly. And so I was like, yeah, all right. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I drove one once. So we went to the dealership. We bought the red version of the same car, different year though, but same make and model of SATURN. And mine was like fire engine red, FIREENGINERED. Same pop-up light things. Here's the importance of that. I had dark interior, so did she. Last night, I had a whatever extension, EXT, which I'm allowed to have, with my betrothed, who, by the way, in 1998, for that instance, it was Nicklaus, Nicklaus, and last name was Hitler. We were in building, whatever, however that worked, and then he needed to go out to get to get something like water and something to eat or drink or whatever, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I go to school here, but I go here, then I go home. I don't really know the surrounding. I mean, we could drive. And he's like, let's do that. So he drove my stick car, and we went. So now, the extension was, he said in the driver's seat, he says, I'm Saturn. I'm like, okay. I said, then what am I? He says, Neptune. I'm like, okay. So he's SATURN, and Nicole Cattaruzza is Neptune. NEPTUNE. These are like high level diagnostics that people are getting wrong for the dumbest mistranslation of one girl's life, whose situation is, it's like having the most highly trained partnership and going, you know what? I don't like them because they don't look like me, and I drink wine and they don't. So I'm going to make sure that I pay someone to give her everything bad in the world. And like I go, and they like just take me away, and they pay everybody in the local, away from like the professionals. They pay every shitbag in the local, stir them up like everything, all the antsy, mad at everybody else's kids. Nobody gives a shit, right, those kids. Everything bad is what they did. I mean, telling me I have a venereal disease, I'm like, I don't sleep with anybody. I go home to sleep with myself. I go to school, I go home, that's it. I'm in New York City. It's like the horror city. I don't make friends, I don't go out, and I'm not interested. So I go home. I was like, I'm hoping to maybe find somebody in college, maybe, if like I can't find anybody in high school. So now, here's the thing. So they send me away. Well, I'm high-level trained. So now high-level trained's like, well, if she gets married, they just take all of your high-level training off of some system and disconnect you completely. Because they don't like whatever's going on in the local area. I told you at 3 and 4 to grab my white lily ass and bring me to happily ever after. Wherever that was for highly trained things. Or couples or whatever. But instead, you left me, the story went really bad. Nobody gives a shit. They have one function that still needs to be completed. Because I still am who I am and he is still who he is. So, there we are. Highly trained is still in the field by herself. Since numerics, hashtag 8378. And we have like big things to do and not to argue over hippopotamus issues and who shaves and if they need razors twice a day and does it happen at like 3 o'clock on the nose. Yeah, I don't go to that level of stupid, honestly. Like that's like an arm's length of like an internal office. Like, no, those are your children. You go. I'm Nordic, remember? Right. We got an inside whatever on that one. When you need somebody to like, I don't make fun of your kids. I'll make fun of my own. Great. Nordic. Perfect. And that's it. And now it's amicable and we can move on and the girls giggle for a second and we move on. Whatever. It's a girls thing. Which we don't talk about, but whatever. It's a word. So, now, where are we in, like, finding my one Saturn for my one Neptune? Because, like, the murza thing, like, I really didn't need to get involved in whatever the fuck's going on in that color in that book of mix with whatever else that I don't really want to get into. I need to get to my level of I'm the woman featured in the book. Right, yeah. I'm not so big on having to take things from your children or life and limb just to get myself where I need to be. Safety is key and number one, or so I thought, but until you start fucking with my ability to get to one breeding partner, and that's how safety works. It's a safety procedure all within itself.